Right, you're listening to Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Aizyl.
And I'm Aizyl Azli.
And in this episode, we will be talking about the movie
Boyhood. Okay.
So before we talk about the movie Boyhood,
Yeah.
I just want to say that we have started recording the podcast on video as well on YouTube.
Yes.
Just like how we've started recording the podcast, the Fat Bidin podcast, on video for YouTube as well.
Yes.
Right? This is just so that if you wanna put a face to the voices that you hear, you can.
Yeah.
Even though on our podcast image we have our faces there.
Yeah, but this one is more. You actually get to see us talking, being intellectuals, in person,
Yes.
live, face to face.
Yes.
Anyway, we're coming at you from a different location of the same location from the last episode of the last Fat Bidin podcast episode.
Yes.
Undisclosed location,
Yes.
because I think we're breaking some rules. Anyway, Boyhood.
Yeah, Boyhood.
It's an old movie, 1 year old already.
1 year old.
You've been asking me to watch this for damn long already.
Yeah.
I finally watched it.
Yeah, directed by Richard Linklater.
Yes, one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a very good director.
Yeah.
I extremely loved Before Sunrise, which I watched when I was in secondary school.
Okay.
Or was it early college days?
Yeah.
And it made me want to go to Austria, which I eventually went. But instead of going there and finding a girl and having sex in the bushes, I went with Apan, a guy friend. And thank God we did not end up having sex in the bushes.
Oh, what a shame.
You know, everybody knows the sunrise, Before Sunrise, and Before Sunset movies, right?
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke and
There's
Julie Delpy.
There's a third one, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Before Midnight.
Oh.
Yeah, and I saw it too. A little bit pushing it, but it was too good. But a little bit pushing the the franchise lah.
Okay.
So Richard Linklater, great film director. He's a film director that encourages improvisation. He doesn't always have fixed plans and fixed storyboard and scripts when he shoots his films.
Yeah.
Which is what I like, because I think filmmaking is supposed to be very organic in the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
The journey of making the film, it has to be very organic.
Yeah.
So yeah, explain about Boyhood. Boyhood is very unique, right? The film.
Yeah, it went on for over a decade,
Yep.
where they followed this one boy who played the same character
Yeah.
as a boy all the way up to he entered college.
Yep.
And it's very interesting because one thing I really liked about it was like, well, from the title you know it's Boyhood, about from
A boy in the hood.
a boy growing up lah.
In the hood.
Yes. Not much of a hood lah, but anyway, it's like snapshots. It felt like snapshots, like watching a whole movie at that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me actually, I'd rather think of it like the most impressionable moments in your life where like you look back and like, oh yeah, I remember that for
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Because I have a lot of those memories like that also lah. Like sometimes it seems random, but actually it affected me in certain ways in how I developed into being who I am.
Yep. Same with me.
I felt it was very
What he said. Yep.
I felt it was very natural. Because like always when you watch American movies, right, you get this idea of like how American life is like. But this one actually shows it felt more believable as a real American culture, or like
Americana kind of movie
like
lah.
life in America.
Yep.
Because it's just this, like you know, sometimes when you have American friends and you see when you watch American movies, a lot of the time you don't feel like it's an actual foreign place, like another foreign country.
I've
Right?
talked about this before, right?
Yeah, so when I watch this, it's like the US is a foreign country that I don't recognize. and I would like to go and see and find out and like.
But what was interesting for me when you talk about this perspective, I felt very familiar because I went to school. I actually experienced part of my boyhood in the US. You know, so to me it still didn't feel foreign. It felt very familiar. It felt very relatable actually to me.
Okay.
You know, parts of it lah.
Yeah.
Not everything lah.
Yeah.
You know, and like for me, for example, growing up even in Malaysia, I always try to relate it back to the things that I see in movies. You know, how other boys and all that would grow up in America.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Okay. It's understandable lah. Because like another thing like I really enjoyed. Obviously, movies are always technically from the perspective of the protagonist, right? But this one is very like very, you really feel it because everybody's personality or whatever is sort of how I view people in real life. Like the way the mother is very strong, the character is very strong, right? It's like because he really sees the mother as a very strong person.
And who plays the mother?
I can't remember her name.
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah. Or his sister. His sister, like the movie actually feels like the sister had no character development at all. But then that is just like how he views the sister, because he just sees the sister as somebody who's shallow and like you don't really care much about her own progress in life or how she develops.
Yeah. No, I really hope the sound and music doesn't affect our podcast.
I so hope not lah.
But we've got a better mic this time.
Yeah.
So okay, who plays the father?
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you see him progress from like young.
Basically, you see him age lah.
Yeah. It's like no, because Ethan Hawke, when he was young, he was very handsome.
Very.
And then when he grew old, it's
he
like
looked like a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Like a cocaine snorter.
Yeah. So that was very interesting to watch lah, because like all the characters are maintained from like for the entire decade long shoot. Yeah. I heard that they had a pact. Ethan Hawke and Richard Linklater had a pact where like if Richard Linklater dies, Ethan Hawke will carry it forward. Like make sure.
Wow, really? Yeah. And if Ethan Hawke died, Richard Linklater would play Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke is more important lah. So they can't just end the movie.
I like that, you know.
Yeah.
I like the way. No, to me the most interesting part. Yeah, the story was great, you know, and all that. Like what you said lah, you know. So, but I really enjoyed trying to understand the filmmaking process of this film.
Yeah, like the entire time, like after I watched this, like I was just constantly discussing, like, hey, what are they thinking? Like because like they always do like snapshots of a certain popular culture at that time for kids. Like the kid was watching Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball ended up becoming like a very, very iconic part of that time. Or like he's playing like a particular gadget. Yeah. And that gadget was it's how do they identify it? Because they are going through that period of time. Yeah. Exactly. And how do they identify exactly at that time? Like I think in 15 years when we look back, this is going to be what we remember that time for. Yep. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, and you know that Ethan Hawke and Richard Linklater has this. Just now you said they have a pact, but they have this relationship, working relationship, that is like so natural. Like you know the Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, Before Midnight series, right? They worked on it together. They developed the script together, and they produced the movie together. You know, and that also took like decades, like 10 years, right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's just mind blowing to me. It's very mind blowing. Like I regret not watching it earlier, because I really like the movie. It's very impressive from like how long how committed they are to the project, and like the actual story. Because I watch it feels like somebody who's older just looking back and like remembering snippets of his life, and how they develop into being a human being. And I was wondering if when they started the project, did they imagine that once it was ready, it would be received in a certain way, or you know, did they actually see this as a intentionally wanting to show a snapshot of history or pop culture, like you said, or were they going for something else, which I don't know, in the end probably didn't end up how they intended it to be, but it was still great anyway. Yeah. So that's why it was like a life of its own lah. Yeah, a life of its own. So you recommend everybody to watch this? Yes, Boyhood. Everyone should watch. Wasn't it in the cinemas in Malaysia? Probably, yeah.
It was when it first came out.
But I didn't
you didn't
wa-
watch it. But hey,
so-
you know, with the internet, everybody can get it. So, if you like this episode,
Share it.
please share it. We've got a YouTube video series we're going to start a YouTube series on this film club thing now. So
This-
you can watch the video, share the video as well.
Yeah, this week's episode was brought to you by live music that's
All around us.
all around us right now. And yeah,
You've been listening to and watching the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan and Aizyl.
and I'm Aizyl Azli. Bye.
Bye bye.